suicide, all right? Suicide is on the rise, especially within the youth. It's happening within the universities, level 100s, 200s, and stuff like that. I think so far we've had like 4 or 5 suicides happening, and you know, it's quite scary. We are confused. What's happening? As young people, what is our problem? Or even try and talk to, you know, young people listening and watching us. What is this thing going on?
Well, I'm not really sure. I wish perhaps I could have spoken to these people before they committed the suicide. Yeah. Even if at all, because I remember one of the cases, they are not too sure whether it was a suicide or it's a... I heard later on that the lady is bipolar, and so she can do anything at any time, and she was on the top floor. But something like this are things that sometimes the authority try to help, but in Ghana we try to conceal information. So on your form, if they say, do you have any medical issue, we don't disclose for fear that you might not be admitted into an institution. But if something like that is known, perhaps they might not give her top floor, the topmost floor. She'll be on the ground floor. So sometimes when these medical issues are raised in forms, it's not so that they won't admit you, but it's so that they'll know how to handle you. Yeah, so that's an issue ahead. I'm not too sure what the situation, I don't know what the police investigations have led to at the moment, but this is something that we can you know, talk about.
Another issue, I had an interview on radio, and even the school came out to say that they have like provision for counselors. They have a lot of counselors on campus. They have one for departments, that is your course or your department, wherever you are studying. They have counselors there you can talk to. They have even hall counselors, right? They even have floor counselors and stuff like that. But we don't make use of these things. Is it a problem of culture? Is it a cultural problem that we don't know how to open up?
I was in KNUST. I knew there were counseling units, but I never ever went to one.
Nobody does.
Yes, because for me, I think that usually when you go there, you are afraid that they are going to brand you as this or that. You are afraid because from home, you were told or talked down to. Whenever you made the least mistake, you were criticized. So, should I now offer myself freely for another person to criticize me?
Who is a lecturer?
Good.
Maybe you might meet
That's
him in
problem
class.
Number 1. 2, you are afraid that information will go around as to what you are suffering from. Because you know that people talk. That's what they say in Ghana. People talk. And so an information that you might disclose in confidentiality would go out there in the public. So now the counselors have to go and do some work and find out how do we bridge that gap. Yeah. We have set up an institution, but hardly do people come and visit us on campus. What strategies, what new methods? This is some thinking must go into this. Because it's just not enough to say we have the counseling units.
How do you get the people to patronize?
Patronize. It's a two-way street. The job of the counselor is to come in to paint a brighter picture, to give you a bigger idea of life. When you commit suicide, all you are saying is that the game is no longer worth the candle. The game is not exciting anymore. I don't find anything again to do in life.
But you can.
And it's easy. Look, I'm telling you, suicide is not far from us. It's only a thin line. People might blame these people. What are they doing? They have not been trained well. Look, there are situations in life that will drive you. You might think this is a small problem, just a heartbreak. Just a heartbreak? A heartbreak is not just, your whole heart is broken.
Yeah. So I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's a serious thing.
No, I understand. Look, we can't just sit here and say these people are not able to handle pressure and so they've committed suicide. No. The amount of pressure for anybody could be great, irrespective. Maybe for you, it might be a relationship problem. For another person, it might be financial difficulty. So there are different areas where people would crumble. And this is where the society must come in, not only through counseling sessions in schools, but we are looking at the church, the mosque. How are they coming in?
I've not heard about that before. I mean, my Muslim friends can get in here and help me. Do they? I've not heard about anything like that. Muslim, do they have counseling sessions?
Yes. They do have counseling sessions.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, when you go to my school, for example, Ghana, Lebanon, Islamic Senior Secondary School, there's a whole counseling unit dedicated. So they do have counselors. The church also supports. But how much are they doing and attracting the youth to open up to them? They may be counseling the people, the early generations, because they have gone through life and they feel that they need a church. But for the youth who are now coming through the system, they might not know that the church is open to give them that counseling that they have. You see, you need to flow with them. You need to be one of them. Church leaders, mosque, Islamic clerics must be youth to be able to counsel youth. That's the only way. You do not counsel them in the position of, I have more experience than you, I am older than you, and I'm giving you this knowledge. There's going to be that barrier.
Wow. The problem is quite tricky. I'm not seeing it as a clear-cut thing. I think
a lot of one issue that I want to make is that we go through life studying outer spaces. We are now way into space. I recently read a report that said they've discovered a star. It's a smaller star, but it has planets that are like Earth. And if it's just 40 million light years away. But if there's hope to find life like we have in Earth, perhaps that's where we should be looking. So this is how deep we are into space. But how deep are we into ourselves? How much do we know of ourselves? When I ask you who you are, you might say, I'm a photographer. But that's not who you are. That's what you do.
Yes.
When I ask you who you are, you say, oh, I'm a man. That is your sex, your gender. It's not who you are. How much of education is being given to understand our inner spaces? How much of that is being done in schools?
So then, let's branch there as you brought it up. Who are we? Who are you? Talk to us. Educate us. On a lighter note. Don't go too much. We might do that on a different day. Very light.
Your life processes, your body can handle itself without you thinking about it. It knows how to handle. At this moment, digestion is going on. You are looking at me without thinking about how to look at me. Your salivation is happening without thinking about it. That's what we call omnipotence.